Welcome to the final part of Fuck 2 GBA. This is the minigames part. And we're starting with the worst one, the longest one, the fucking tennis shooter one. So, we're in about 20 rounds of this, but I bet you've been wondering what exactly the maximum number is in order for us to actually experience the full thing. Well, do you really want to know what I'm actually going to be getting here? Alright. Let me, in the middle of this, take care of something first. Because this is going to be a long one anyway. You can kind of tell from the video length here, it's the longest part, probably, of the entire Let's Play. It's honestly kind of embarrassing how bad this is. It don't end. It just keeps going. Oh, God. Alright. So, you're probably wondering about what you get here for doing all this shit with Tennis Shooter. You probably already saw it, just for a little bit, because I didn't notice it for a second myself, but I did notice something was a little different after I beat level 5. Tennis Shooter is how you get the skaters. So how many? Well, you already know at level 5, we got something, that was Tony Hawk. In order to get Bob Burnquist next, we must beat level 10. Eric Costin is level 15, and Bam is level 20. There's still 6 more skaters. There's Bob. So yeah, we can now play him in arcade mode. Even though you're gonna have no point in doing that when you get to the next minigame. Oh, fucking God. Alright. So, what is the next one? Next one's Rodney Mullen. And that is level 25. Chad Muska is level 30. And Mike Valley is 35. There's 3 more. And these are interesting skaters for the most part, because they're not pros, they are make-believe ones in a way. But, we'll get to them when we get to them, because they are after level 35. But as you can see, this is essentially Tennis Shooter. And we're gonna be here for about 20 minutes. It's half the fucking video. Half the video is gonna be Tennis Shooter. I'm sorry that you don't want to know this is gonna be like half the video, but it is. And I hate it too. I kinda just wanna fall asleep. And then wake up 15 minutes later and just be like, oh, it's done. Thank fucking God. Oh no, I shot the wrong guy. I lost 50 fucking points. 50 points from that shot. I guess just tell you about how the minuses work, I guess. According to this guide, minus 10 for skating skater, minus 25 for ollieing skater, and if the skater is entering in from the air, an entering ollie skater, 50. So that's a really weird and dickish thing to do. honestly. I'm not a fan of that. But hey, you know what? You already know that after level 20, we're going to end up having the layer 3. You know, we're gonna have people in like the 3rd layer in the very background there that we gotta shoot at. So at the very least, you know, we're gonna see that for a little bit. Do you care? Of course not. You've already seen it. But we gotta go and do that for the rest of the game. And by the way, I just got BAM. But wait, we're on round 20, we haven't beaten it yet. That's because you only need to get to round 20. You only need to get to the levels in order to get the characters. So, you know, that's not too bad, you know. But at the same time, it's fucking shitty. It's really fucking shitty. And we gotta sit here and watch. So, we have time. Let's talk about the game and how I feel about it. Well, first of all, let's start off with the obvious one. Is it better than Fug 1? Yes. In a lot of ways, yes. It controls better. The way the goals are done feel better. It's not a pain in the ass, and the levels, at the very least, you know, the maps have something memorable to them. That's in Fug 1, not so much. So you had a lot going on with that. But, you know, with Fug 2, it had a lot more going on as well. And not only that, but the story actually, you know, followed the original story in a sense. Whereas Fug 1 GBA story was its own thing. So, yeah, it's just, you know, who gives a fuck in the end? Now, oh god, now we get into the minigames and shit of Fug 2 and how Fug 1 did not have that at all. Which in that regard makes Fug 1 a better game. But I would say that because of the main game, Fug 2 is better than Fug 1. If you ignore this shit, it's obvious that Fug 2 wins against Fug 1 on the GBA side. That being said, it's still not better than the first 3 GBA games, the Pro Skater ones. Pro Skater 2 to 4 of GBA got their shit together. You know? They were more fun. They were more, you know, they were not fucked. Also, Rodney Mullen now. We're at round 25. At this point, we would have been done, you know? At this point, with story mode, this would have been it. But we're still going with the minigame. It's endless, by the way. But if you want to unlock everything, you gotta get to a certain point anyway, regardless. Also, fuck you, game for putting 3 minutes at the very end. Right, so... oh, God. Let's talk about the GBA games so far. I praised the GBA games back then. I found it to be enjoyable. I found it to be much better than the Game Boy Color games and such. I still do. But Vicarious Visions really went downhill ever since Pro Skater 4. Pro Skater 4 was honestly the magnum opus of the Tony Hawk GBA games. It was the best one, in my honest opinion. But then they just got really shitty when it came to Fug 1 and Fug 2. And the thing is, there's still more. You know? There's gonna be American Wasteland next. And that has a GBA version of its own, as well as, I believe, a DS version. So, you know, there's gonna be all sorts of shit going on with that fucking thing. You know what, I got bored, I wanted to shoot a skater for once. I felt like it. But here's where things get really fucking dumb, alright? Because it's a good thing I don't care about the lore of Tony Hawk. Because remember 1+2? I'm pretty sure that is because of the fact they didn't want to license Bam's face in the game, because Bam's not in the game at all. But they put the poster of these games in, and Fug 2's poster was there, and Bam was removed from the poster in 1+2. So, you know, there's that going on. And not only that, also, that was a 50. So the guide, I don't even think it's very helpful here either. I think it's fucking random almost. But anyway, when it comes right down to how I feel about Fug 2 in general, I like Fug 2. I like the game. It was a part of my childhood, essentially. Also, Chad Muska when I was around 30. Jesus Christ. It was part of my childhood. I liked the game a lot. But I do understand if people don't like Fug 2 much compared to Fug 1. But there's been, like, a vendetta hate against Fug 2. Mainly against Bam. But they blame Bam for the downfall of the Tony Hawk games, almost. And people have been outright being vile about Bam. And the thing is, I don't think that's fair. I mean, the guy's been going through a lot of shit, you know? Especially after losing one of his closest friends ever in a fucking car crash. Like, he's mentally fucked up too. He ended up like feeling shit with the weight problem and all of that. And he was completely gone from TV for the most part and everything. Like, his life was in the shits. And I honestly don't think it's fair to just shit on the guy because, oh, he's the reason the Tony Hawk games went down. No, the reason was because of Activision. Activision were basically the ones that were just, like, kind of downgrading Neversoft in a way. At the same time, they would eventually kill Neversoft. And then they get some other developers to handle the games. And, you know what happens with Miyamoto at this point. I already talked about Miyamoto's, you know, fate, essentially. When it came to, like, Ride and Shred and HD and Pro Skater 5 and all of that. You already know the story of that. And how essentially fucking sad it is of what Activision did to them, especially when it came to Pro Skater 5. Pro Skater 5 is honestly one of the biggest dick moves ever fucking done by Activision. There is no bigger fucking middle finger I can think of than what happened in Pro Skater 5 with the fucking license contract thing expiring versus the development of the game. And the fact that that was the reason behind it being rushed. And that was Activision's doing. Activision forcefully rushed Pro Skater 5 with this bullshit and fuck Yamamoto up completely. Have them be the main blame and then kill the company off. And it's like, look where we are now. We got Mike Valley now at 35. So we got 3 left. I'll tell you right now. Our last ones are Eric Sparrow at 39, Bigfoot at 40, and Weebones at 41. I don't know why the last 3 are like that. I get 40, but 39 and 41 are weird, but whatever. But yeah, Activision have really iffed me off for a fucking while now. And they still do. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not looking forward to playing 1+2. Because I don't trust Activision with anything. There's been good reviews apparently with 1+2. And I feel like that might be a bad thing. I feel this might lead to Activision going back to that bad news bullshit, but now with Vicarious Visions, the people who made these GBA games. You know? I honestly fucking feel like Activision's going to fuck this all up, and if it's gonna be Vicarious Visions or whatever next, they're gonna get fucking fucked. And I just feel like Tony Hawk is gonna get that down to the fucking depths of hell because of this shit. I honestly feel like this series is gonna go back in the shitter because of Activision. Because I don't trust in 1+2 being the good news. You know? After everything that Activision has done, especially with Yamamoto, I don't trust them. Especially after the Pro Skater 5 debacle. Fuck them. I don't trust them this series. But here we are. You know, the contract thing did not matter at all because Tony's name is on here again. You know? He was okay going back to Activision to do this shit, despite the fact he wanted to do it without developers and all that shit. He didn't want to be with Activision anymore. But he's back with them. You know? Fucking, what the fuck, Tony? I just legitimately feel like, you know, this whole thing has just been an exercise of a middle finger towards anyone who cared about Tony Hawk. And by the way, this time you actually have to beat the last 3 rounds here in order to get the fucking characters. So that's great. But, yeah, I just... When I go into 1+2, I'll try to be positive. I'll try to look at it into a positive light. Despite how much Activision has legitimately tainted any future games for me. There's Eric Sparrow. But yeah. I legitimately, in a sense, feel trauma in a way from seeing Activision's name on any future Tony Hawk games. And 1+2 gives me anxiety to even look at. Because it's like, people are saying good things about the game and all of that shit. But I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking, what is in this that people are not seeing that I'm gonna end up seeing and getting really fucking angry about? Got Bigfoot now. We'll get Weebones next. But yeah, you know, I'm feeling fucking fucked about that thought, you know? Every time I see gameplay of the damn game now, with the fucking game out and everything, I just feel fucked. And it's all because of Activision. It's all because of their fucking name on this shit. Doesn't matter what developer it is. Doesn't matter what the fuck sort of reception the game gets. Something that probably was bought out by Activision. Doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the fucking day, I don't trust anything with their name on it. I just feel scared about the thought of touching 1+2 and getting upset at it and seeing it as a bad game. This is despite all the good reception it's been getting so far. But I don't want to expect the worst, but it's hard not to. You stink, better practice some more. Fuck you. I want to end it now. After getting level 42. And there you go, here's all the skaters, including the last three. Eric, who doesn't look like Eric at all. There's Mike. There's Bigfoot. And there's Weebones. I don't know what the fuck. This was completely horrible. Now it's time for Stylin. This is where the cheats are. If you're curious about the levels for this one, level 10. That's it. If you beat level 1, you get stud mode. But we already got it from arcade, so we don't get it. But level 2? If you do level 2, well, you beat that, which you'll see soon. Rail balance, see? So, what's the fucking point of going through arcade mode and beating it all and getting the cheats there if I could just play this? Which is easier and faster. Not even a joke. This is honestly the easiest minigame of the three. You will easily beat this one. There is no challenge. It's fucking stupid. Anyway. We'll see what happens with 1+2 when I get to it. I don't know if it'll be soon, or if it will be years later after American Wasteland and Project AIDS and Proving Ground and all the other shit. I'll probably just do 1+2, honestly, at the beginning. Get it out of the way. But we'll have to see how I end up feeling by the end of it, because I just don't know. Until I play the game myself and I feel the game in my hands and all this shit, I don't know what I'm going to be in for. I don't know how my brain is going to react to playing this game, and the controls of it, and the look of it, and everything. Because when I saw gameplay beforehand of the warehouse demo and all of this shit, and, you know, the previews by Jack Black's channel and all of that shit, I had the vibes of HD in my head. And I stand by what I'm about to say right now, that all this is Activision repeating themselves and pretending like their previous attempt never existed. Pro Skater HD, you have to go and find from outsources because it's not being sold officially ever, anywhere. You can't find it on the Steam page or anything. It's taken off. But 1+2, it's here, and it's here to stay. You know? They're not even gonna note HD. They're not even gonna put HD anywhere in their fucking thing. They're gonna pretend like HD never existed. Because, why? Why should HD exist to them if they have 1+2 now? Which is exactly the same fucking concept as HD, but it's done better. You can fucking see why I'm getting so anxiety-riddled over this shit. By the way, mini mode was our last one. So, all the cheats in this game, stud mode, perfect rail, always special, perfect manual, moon physics, perfect lip, jetpack mode, matrix, turbo, and mini mode. Turbo is you're going fast, matrix is you jump and you go in slow-mo, mini mode is your stairs are now smaller, jetpack mode is you can keep jumping, you keep fucking going up, I believe. Moon fist is what you think it is, it's moon gravity. Perfect lip, perfect man, perfect rail is, you know, no worry about the balancing. Always special is the special thing is always on. In stud mode, if I haven't gotten it wrong yet, it is cutting the shit in half. It is a simulation mode. I'm gonna give myself a nice score, and I'm gonna fucking stop and move on. Because next up, we got tagging. And tagging is how we get our graphics for the fucking creator graphic. Because we have nothing there right now. Oh, by the way, this timer is super slow. Timeout poser. Fuck you. There's the cheats. Here they all are. Nothing missing. And now, tagging. Now, tagging is interesting. We've already known about how the tagging game works, but how the minigame works, the minigame version is different. You see, it actually starts off gradually. So, all we have, first of all, is 8 misses at a very slow pace with only the A button. And it will slowly introduce more of the buttons, and it will slowly speed the pace up, and change how many times you can miss. And there are always 3 stages to the levels. In order to get everything, we must complete level 5. And in case you're wondering about how many stages there are in that, 15 stages overall. Now, obviously these are graffitis we've already seen in the actual story mode, but I'll tell you what they are actually called. Green arrows, gray letters, monkey, DJ, and Black Ink Blot. That's all of them. So this is green letters. There you go. This next one, at level 2, is gray letters. I mean, that was green arrows. This is gray letters. See? It's this one. But anyway, oh Jesus Christ. During this, I keep messing up between which is the A and which is the B button. I'm sorry. I'm gonna end up failing a few times because of it. I also save stated here, because I thought if I failed this, I'd be going back to stage 1, or back to level 1 even. Luckily this minigame is not that big of a dickhead. If you do end up failing this, all you have to do is redo the same stage. So at the very least, it's not a massive penalty. So it's not that bad of a fucking thing. However, these go by so fast eventually that you have really barely any time to react when you're on the top of that screen. The reaction time needed at around this point becomes a pain in the ass, especially if you have more than 2 spots. Yeah, so see how I failed it, and I gotta retry, and look, I'm back here, so yeah. But yeah, they get pretty fucking bad. And they get to a point where it's like, you have to be there immediately almost at times. And if you have more than 2 spots available left, like you have a full 4 at the very top, it becomes a pain in the ass to move around and press the right button at the same time fast enough. So, yeah. There was Gray Letters. Next up, I believe, is Monkey. And this way it gets really fucking stupid. You're gonna see me jump cut a few times, honestly. I'll tell you this right now, I spent more time playing the tennis game than any of these two. But I spent the least amount of time in Stylin. This one's in the middle. It took a good few minutes. At least about 15 minutes, in fact. But I shortened it down for you to about 10, maybe. Like close to 10. Maybe 8 minutes, 7. Anyway. I want to believe that 1 plus 2 is going to be good. But we'll have to see when I actually play the game. Just know that I don't have the greatest amount of trust left in me for this fucking publisher. Nor do I feel good about this game existing. I feel fucking scared and anxiety-riddled over its existence, knowing that Activision's name is on this. After the bullshit they have done before. It gives me bad vibes all over. So just note that. When I do 1 plus 2, I'm playing it with a massive lack of trust in the people who have the IP. In the people who hold this fucking series hostage still. Active fucking Vision. I don't care if it's made by Vicarious Visions, and I don't care about their track record lately with fucking remaster games. All I care about is this publisher's name, and the fucking pain it gives me to see it. Anyway, that was DJ. The last one is the Black Ink Blot. And this is probably the worst one, honestly. Anyway, that's all the minigames. After this, I will show off the creative graphic. And then I'll show off me completing Tony Hawk in arcade to show you how the cheat thing gets a bit glitched up there. And how it's pointless now. And then it's credits. So, yeah. Fuck 2 GBA. It's better than fuck 1 GBA. But I'd still rather play the Pro Skater GBA games over it. It's still a downhill. And the last GBA game is from American Wasteland, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. From what I saw, they changed the style of it to be more cartoony looking, so there's that now. Which, I mean, it fits the style of the cutscenes for American Wasteland, where they have those comic book things happening and shit. So, I mean, in that sense of mimicking the comic book style of American Wasteland, I like it. But still, we'll have to see about the game itself. But that won't be for a while. I have other skateboarding games on the PS1 and such to get through, and on GameCube and all of that shit. And of course, I got 1+2 if I do go through with it on doing it when I get it. As of this commentary recording, which is the 9th of September, I don't yet have the physical copy. It is apparently coming to my door soon in a few days. But, we'll have to see. Right now, though, we're just going through this shit. And also, you can see the issue here. Like, there's no time to react. And I fucked up there and I failed. And I quit. Fuck you. No point doing it now anyway. We got all the graffiti bits now. How do you get to it? You go to Skate Van here. Go to Graffiti Editor. And now, here are all the graffiti marks. They're all on these X's. You can also change the colors if you want to. So, let's go ahead and just check out the graffiti. So I can edit and delete it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it all the way to red. It's an X. Have our graffiti be an X, I guess. Also have it be all the shit we got there. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, there's all the graffiti we just unlocked. And here's some more. And then here's all this. So yeah, that's all the graffiti of the game. And this is the Graffiti Editor. It's very lackluster compared to the actual game. And that was still lackluster in its own right. So I mean, you know. But there you go, that's my best graffiti mark. Which is probably going to be the best it's ever going to be for anyone who's played this game before. I don't think you'll ever be able to defeat this combo and this color scheme. So, fuck you. I win. But now, here is me taking care of Tony Hawk with Arcade. Because we have all these skaters now. So might as well see what happens when I do complete the entirety of Arcade mode with somebody else. And what I get, because I've already got all the cheats anyway with the minigame, I just get stud mode again. See? It glitched up. And I know that that is the actual game at fault there. So, yeah. Credits time. So, that was Fug 2 GBA. And Fug 2 GBA was just... it wasn't very good. There was much better. Let's go see the credits already. I'll also change the blood if I want to get rid of it or make it even worse. Even though you're probably not going to see much of it anyway. There's also head-to-head. There's a multiplayer, but I never got it to work because, you know, need the internet and all of that. Or at least a connection of 2 GBAs. So, that's it. And I wish this was a better game than Pro Skater 4, or at least 2. But it only beat Fug 1. So unfortunately, Fug 2 GBA is still not a very good Tony Hawk game in this handheld sort of deal. It's better than the color games. It's better than the first one, the fucking Underground 1 GBA. But that's as far as it can go. Its only hope now is if it can beat American Wasteland on GBA. Which I have to play before I can make that judgment. I'm a little disappointed, honestly. But you know what? It's over now. We're taking care of it. We're taking care of all the bullshit. And we are moving on from it now. And I don't think DS and such ever happened until American Wasteland anyway. So Fug 2 was completely done as well. So how do I feel about all of them then? Well, obviously I'm putting GBA at the bottom. I'm putting Remix in the middle. And I'm putting the PC version of Fug 2 at the top. That is the best version of Fug 2 to play. Especially since Fug Pro's in this. So it obviously wins by default. Remix, it has those extra levels and such, and I find them cool to be there and all of that. But ultimately, it doesn't really, have much to it. And the control scheme is worse. And it makes the gameplay a bit worse. And it's a bit weird too if it's shit. So ultimately, Fug 2 Remix is in the middle. And even though I didn't mind Fug 2 GBA, it can't beat the actual game. And Remix was the actual game still. So it loses by default. But it's not that bad a handheld game. So yeah, this would be the end of, by the way, Badass, there you go. But yeah, this would be the end of the Underground series, in a sense. Even though many people would consider American Wasteland to be the Underground 3. But, I'm not gonna get into Underground, I'm not gonna get into American Wasteland for a while. Because, when I do get into it, I'm playing the PS2 version, Collector's Edition, right off the gate. And I'm also going to be going through and playing the GBA and DS versions of that. So, there's going to be a lot going on with that. But right now, I'm going to just take a bit of a rest from Fug, from Tony Hawk for a bit. Probably, unless 1+2 comes into play. And I'm going to play something else. I have a hoverboard game on PS1. I'm gonna fucking do that next time. Unless 1+2 happens. We will see what happens. But for now, thanks for watching, everyone. And I will see you all next time. And I pray that 1+2 will not disappoint me. Also, shout out to the Tony Hawk Fan Club. Hope you still exist.